So we are living in a world of dualities. There is heat and there is cold. There is day and also night. There are positive circumstances and negative circumstances. You meet favorable people and unfavorable people. You encounter success and also encounter failure. That is how life is. And the biggest dualities are birth and death. These dualities always come in pairs. Anybody who is born will definitely die. The Bhagavad Gita says in chapter 2, Na sato vidyate bhavo, na bhavo vidyate sata. Jatasya hi dhruvo mrityur dhruvam janma mritasya cha. Anybody who is born will die, and anybody who dies will be born again. So between these dualities is life, which is full of dualities. And those dualities are puzzling us, are troubling us. Because we have these hankerings and we have aversions. We hanker for favorable circumstances. We hanker for people to praise us, to support us. We hanker for circumstances that are enjoyable and luxurious. And we are averse to negative circumstances, criticism, oppression. So this is the nature of our mind, the lower self. The more we permit this nature and allow hankering and aversion to be our motives, the more we get entangled in the illusion. Because this, we are actually not accepting then the reality of this world. Some people are always fighting with the circumstances in their life. I don't like my job. I don't like my partner. God, I need to get married tomorrow and you have to make it done. God, I don't have a child and you have to get me a child. And then they go and pray to God. Oh God, you have to listen to me. Then if God is not listening, they come to Swamiji. Why is God not listening to me, Swamiji? Arey, maybe he's listening, but he's just saying that the time is not right. Or maybe he's saying that you first change your attitude of complaining and then I'll fulfill it. Or maybe he's just saying no, but you're not willing to take no for an answer. But if our attitude is always fighting, what is discontent? Discontent is the biggest misery. Contentment is the biggest wealth. Santosh dhan, param dhan. Those people who are contented are blissful. And those people who are discontented, what is discontentment? Between what I have and my expectations, there is this gap. And that gap is intolerable to me. But that is not the sign of wisdom. Sri Krishna says that's the illusion. Wise people, they take both in their stride. You will get praises, you will also get criticism. You will succeed and you will also fail. That's how it is. And just accept it. The moment you accept life, all the struggles, they finish. Your blood pressure also improves. See, because you're not struggling, right? So it's good for your health as well. I am reminded of two boys, senior school students, who played a prank. On Sunday evening, they got 3 goats. On one goat's back, they wrote the number 1. On the second goat's back, they wrote the number 2. On the third goat's back, they wrote the number 4. And they brought them and left them in the school courtyard. So the goats did their work. In the morning, when the faculty and the principal, they came, they found the goats' droppings all over. And they panicked. So then they started looking around and they found one goat number 1. And then they found goat number 2. And then they found goat number 4. And then they panicked, there's this one goat we can't find. So they really started searching and they just could not find. They told the children, this is an emergency matter, we are closing school for today because we can't find goat number 3. But all of us are also doing the same thing. This one thing in my life which I don't have is what is troubling me. Instead of accepting life, we are fighting with life. But then we are allowing the dualities to affect us. And the more we allow it, the more we come under the sway of these dualities. You know, Nanban JK has got a colleague from Croatia. So Croatia is a small little country. But recently they had their biggest achievement. And what was that? They reached the finals of the Soccer World Cup, the FIFA World Cup. I think it's the most popular sports tournament of the world. The World Soccer Tournament. And this little country called Croatia, they had sent a contingent of 22 players for the finals. They were not a known outfit, they were underdogs. And their team had just 2 specialist strikers. One was Mario Mandzukic and the second was Nikola Kalinic. So in the match with Nigeria, it was probably the second match, Nikola Kalinic, he was kept by the coach outside. And in the last 5 minutes, he was brought in as a substitute. And Kalinic said, how dare you, I'm a specialist. So he refused to substitute. And the coach asked him 3 times, he refused, and he called somebody else. But this became a serious matter, a rebellion. So people, the coach, etc., asked him, you need to apologize. He said, I will not. They said, if you don't apologize, we will send you back. Send me back. So he packed his bags and he went off back to Croatia. And there he showed, I am enjoying life. He showed pictures, he's out here and he's out there. He posted them. But the unexpected happened. Croatia won their games and they came finally to the semi-finals. And finally they won even in the semi-finals and they reached the finals. And out there in the finals, who would have expected these 22 players? I believe they lost to France. So these 22 players became national heroes. Poor Kalinic got left out. And the reason was his own anger, his own discontent. So the reality of our life is we do all have anger, desires, attachments, hankerings and aversions. The point is, how much of space are you willing to give to this lower self? If you give it too much of space, then it will decrease your own freedom. You may say, I'm a free person, but you'll be a slave of your lower self. And if you can subjugate it, that is when you will truly have the freedom of choice.